Hey, DG sisters, it's Donna coming in on this. What day is even today? Thursday. The weeks are going crazy. Days are passing by. I can't believe we're just a few days out of the Valentine's Day. But I wanted to pop in here for a couple of things. One is for all of the DG sisters that are located in the communities like Texas, and I know Nashville's getting snow, Tennessee, all of these states that normally don't receive snow and ice. I'm sending you out prayers. I hope that you are safe. From the entire DG community, we are sending you our love and our prayers that you are safe and sound, and know that we are with you. Here in New York, we're getting snow as well. I'm about to hop on a 12 p.m. Eastern call today, but wanted to come in because there's a topic that's near and dear to my heart that I think needs to be put on the table because it's something we don't normally talk about, and that's the idea of procrastination. So what I see most of the time, and I'm going to be honest, I see this playing out in my life so many times. I see it playing out currently. I've seen it play out in my life in the past. And it's this idea that I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll do it when, or I'll do it if, right? All of these presuppositions of what it is that I'm going to do before I do something, right? And that only leads to not doing it. So let me tell you a little bit of an example of what I'm talking about. When I speak to women on my Divorcing Gracefully and Beyond breakthrough calls, and what a breakthrough call is, just for those of you who aren't familiar with it, is if someone's interested in learning more about me or the programs or the coaching that I do, or learning about the Divorcing Gracefully and Beyond community, I offer what I call a free 45-minute breakthrough to life and love session. And it's just where we roll up our sleeves and we have a conversation. So during those conversations, I sometimes will talk with people who are stuck, and actually not sometimes, most of the times. And there's no shame, blame, or condemnation. When we're doing these calls, it's really just an opportunity for us to look at what's going on, to look at what our challenges are. No shame, blame, or condemnation, but just really to take responsibility and accountability of identifying what it is that's preventing us from really living the life that we know is deep within our heart. And that's something that I'm here, and it's really driving deep in my heart. And that's the reason why I wanted to come and just chat with you today, is that if there's a part of your life, and it doesn't even have to be with relationships. I mean, this is what I specialize in working with people with relationships, post-divorce, during divorce, pre-divorce, but it's really anything in your life. If there's a calling in your heart that you're wanting to do, that there's something in your life that you've been meaning to do, but you haven't yet done it, take a step back to ask yourself, what is it that I'm really procrastinating on? And I'm just going to give you an example. I have a client of mine who recently shared with me that there was this vacation, there was this destination spot that she wanted to go visit, and for years had been putting it off. Right? It's not the right time. It's not the right place. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough whatever, right? And really all of those are valid. There's challenges and there's constrictions in our lives, but really there really wasn't any real good reason. It was really just around procrastination. And recently I saw her go to this destination. She took her family. She finally did it. And when I saw this, I couldn't tell you how excited and thrilled I am. Hi, Marlena. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. It's so good to see you. I miss you. I hope you're in trust that you're well. So with that said, she went out and she did it, right? She just really, the difference wasn't changing anything else in her life other than the decisiveness factor. We just made a decision that this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it. And we put the date on the calendar. Because once you make a decision, providence moves to help you achieve it. But if you have it, if their cloud, right? If you have it up in this proverbial cloud of if, when, then, it's never going to happen. So what I want to encourage you to do is you have all the tools within you to lead the life that you want. You have the ability to make those changes, to step into those goals and dreams and ambitions. And just because you've been through a divorce or relationship stress or trauma, or maybe that you've been, in the past, you've tried things and it hasn't worked out for you, or you may be feeling like every time I do something, I get excited a little bit only to find out and be worried that when's the shoe going to drop. All of those are, again, true and invalid. I hear you on that. But if you keep running your life from the past in the rear view mirror with those belief systems, you're going to keep getting the same. And then what's going to end up happening is you're going to experience disappointment because there's going to be dissonance, right? Is that you're doing the same things, you're wanting a different result, and the same result is showing up. And then what ends up happening, we look at ourselves like, why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep doing this to myself? I keep doing this. I keep doing this. No more of that, guys. Guys, you've got to make a decision what it is you want and then do it. Put it in your calendar. There's a trip that you've been meaning to take. If this coaching program is something you've been meaning to do, if there's a friend you've been meaning to call, if there's a job you've been meaning to go after, if there's a piece of furniture you've been meaning to purchase, if there's a book or an event or a trip, it doesn't matter. But decide that you're worth it. Decide that you're going to do it. Because at the end of the day, guys, we are so limited on our time here on earth. And yeah, I don't know who said this, but thank you so much. Procrastination is my number one problem. Thanks, Donna. You're not alone. You're not alone. This has been, to me, my number one problem in the past. And when I realized that, when I went out there and I just took the chance and I just dove the cliff and I tried it, and even if it didn't work out the way that I wanted, or it didn't turn out the way that I thought it would, what I realized is I can at least say that I did it, I learned from it, and then I made and adjusted along the way. And it's the same thing. Procrastination is just something we've been learned. We've learned and we've learned it over life. We've been conditioned to it. And so now it becomes our normal, but it really isn't our normal. We stay in such small boxes, not because of anything other than that's just because what we've been taught. And your life is here now. You are living now because you've got a purpose. And life is here for the taking. And if you allow life to lead you, it may lead you in a direction you don't want. This is your opportunity to lead your life in the direction that you want. If you don't know how to do it, or you're worried on what to do, I can help you with that. That's what I'm here for. I can hold your hand. But what I wanted to give you today is that just a little bit of stepping back and taking a look at what are those things that you've been meaning to do? What are those things that you really want to do? And if procrastination has been the culprit that has prevented you from doing it, let's acknowledge it. Let's understand it. Let's bring the people around us that can help us achieve and move through it. And hey, Melissa, it's so good to see you. And I'm so glad that this message is coming to you at perfect timing. So let's acknowledge it. Let's honor it. Let's, again, feel it. But then let's bring the people, places, and things. Let's pull in what we need in order to help us move through it, right? Because procrastination could be that wall that could stop you from living your life. And here's where the tragedy comes in. Going back to those breakthrough calls, I sometimes will reach back out to people 10 years later, 5 years later, 6 years later. Guess what? They're in the same exact space they were when I spoke to them because they've never moved through the procrastination. There's no shame in having fear. There's no shame in saying, I am procrastinating. And then guess what we get to do? We get to own our power. We get to put our chest out, our shoulders up and say, I am no longer going to allow procrastination to rule me. Again, I'm going to acknowledge it. I'm going to honor it. But then I'm going to begin to take the steps to move towards my goal. And if I need to hire a coach, I'm going to do it. If I need to wake up a little earlier, I'm going to do it. If I need to, put it in my calendar and I'm putting this trip that I'm going on and I need to set up a vacation fund, I'm going to do it. But you've got to take the action step first. You've got to have the faith. See, so many times we trust when we see something and then we do it. And achieving goals and moving past procrastination is exactly the opposite. We've got to set the goal first without seeing the result and have the faith that we're going to move towards the goal. But we've got to set our line in the sand. So anyway, guys, I hope this little bit of conversation helped. Marlena, congratulations in graduating with your MSW in May. Yay, I'm so excited for you. And for Melissa for joining us today, and for all of you DG sisters around the world, I'm sending you so much love. I'm sending you so much excitement and hope for the future, because that's what life is. We get to create this amazing life. So I've got to hop on a call. I have a client actually at 12 o'clock, so I'm already a minute late. Got to run. I'll see you later. Have a great rest of the day.